It is early August. I'm in Lake Lurleen State Park in Tuscaloosa County, Alabama. And if you're wondering if it's hot, I'm in Tuscaloosa County, Alabama in August. It's pretty warm. I haven't started pouring buckets of sweat yet, but it is pretty warm. I started walking about 15 minutes ago. It is about, I've already passed the half-mile mark. I have never hiked here, and it's pretty. I think I'm going to enjoy this walk today. It's kind of a woods walk. It'll be mostly along the shoreline today for what I'm planning on doing. I have no idea how far I'll go or actually where I'll go. So maybe I'll update that as I go. That's a pretty good view of Lake Lurleen. The trail I'm on, Lakeside Trail, is coming up on the dam, maybe in about a mile or so. Still on the Lakeside Trail. You can see I'm just paralleling the lake. It's been off to my right the whole time. Shouldn't be too far now from the dam. But I have noticed, I don't see much of this outside of Sipsey Wilderness, but those are the big leaves from a big leaf magnolia. It's also called a cowcumber. And usually I see those in Bankhead National Forest. I did not know, I think I knew, that they were this far south. So that's interesting. Yep, it's hot. The buckets of sweat have opened up and are pouring freely. So I'm pretty sure this is the dam. So this is up pretty high, and over here on this side it drops pretty low pretty quickly. The trail came out on this little bit of a road, not too far back, maybe 100 yards. And so I'm pretty sure that this has got to be the dam. There's signs up there for the next set of trails, so I'm gonna say this is it. That's where I came from. Directions for the next set of trails. A warning, and I knew I heard running water, so I knew there was a dam. I wasn't sure how this was set up, but it's a spillway. So that's pretty cool. I'll be crossing this before too long, because the next trail I'm going on goes around to the other side of the lake. So begins the Kashka Trail. This one is actually a pretty long trail. This one is 9 miles. I will not be doing all of that today. That'll take me nearly around the lake. And of course, if I do out and back, that would make for a pretty long day. So I don't know. I'll hike until I'm ready to say that I'm at the halfway point and turn around. I'm also tempted, this is lake water. It doesn't make me super happy. I'm tempted to stop down here at the stream and camel up on some water and refill, because my water is pretty tepid. So if I can go ahead and drink some of it, I can refill with some cooler water, even though it's lake water. I'll just have to backflush my filter when I get home. know why this is so satisfying to watch. I was coming up on what looked like a clearing. Looks like it's not. I was thinking it might be some kind of overlook. A little bit further back, I was just a few feet higher, and I could just see over the tops of the trees that there is a should be an overlook right here, except that this is Alabama and it's completely covered in trees. And because they're pine trees mostly, there probably is not even a view in the wintertime. But anyway, I tried to see if there was gonna be a view. I never imagined that the trails at this park, it's a state park, but I never imagined the trails were as pleasant as they are. I'm gonna come here again. Of course, there are stretches that are nearly perfectly flat, but there's some that they kind of roll up and down with the hills. That's kind of nice. Okay, hike to the 2-mile point on the Tashka Trail. And so what that means now is that if the mile markers and the mileage chart is correct, I have now hiked 4 miles. And so I'm going to turn around and hike it back out. I started here and hiked all the way around. This was 2 miles to this point. That was at the dam. And now I have hiked around here, and I'm just past that thumbnail. So I'm over here somewhere. Oh, by the way, you can't read it, but that place is called Thumbnail. And so I'm just past it. So that's a total of 4 miles. That has been 4 miles in about an hour and a half. So if I can keep the pace, that would put me out at about 1 o'clock for 8 miles in 3 hours. That's pretty good. Of course, it's just a day hike, and but I am wearing a pretty fully loaded pack, and I'll give some more details on that when the trip is concluded. All right, so I may have been wrong. That place earlier where I said it looks like there ought to be an overlook, I think there may be one. When I was coming back the other direction, it had a different perspective. And it looked like there was a place where it kind of opened up, and there's a place down there, and there's one in this direction, one in this direction. Let me see. All right, so this was the lower road. Let me try this one. That upper road showed nothing. It looks like there might be a view because this road appears to continue going pretty far. Let's get down here and see. There's a little bit of a view. Showing some hills in West Alabama. I don't know that the video is going to do it justice, but it really is pretty. Let me go put that pack on. Get out of this heat. Ugh. All right, don't misunderstand what I'm about to say. It is hot and it is humid. Like I've said before, it's Alabama in August. That just defines what it is. But I will say that there's a little bit of a breeze today. And as long as I'm under the canopy of trees and that breeze is blowing, it's not too bad. Of course, the condition of my shirt might say otherwise, but it's really not that bad as long as the air is moving. So I ended the hike. It was a total of 8 miles, and I completed that in 3 hours and maybe 10 minutes. So I'm gonna call it 3 hours. I'm gonna give myself a little bit of a bonus for my age. I carried, and I said in a earlier part of the video that I carried a regular size pack. I didn't carry a day pack, and I had it packed with everything that I might take for an overnight, and it was because I've got the new backpack, and I wanted to kind of give it a shakedown before this fall and everything cools off, and I start hitting the trail in earnest. And just a quick report on the pack. It wore really comfortably. The arc in the arc haul is legit. It kept it off of my back, and of course it's got the mesh panel on the back, and that's what's against your back. And of course, as hot as it was today, I was sweating buckets. So there was nothing about that backpack that was going to keep me from sweating, and I did just completely sweated through most of my clothes, and that the arc haul does not come equipped with an air conditioner. So that being the case, of course I was still hot, but it was not where the backpack was up against my back, and just making matters worse. It rode really comfortably. Now I will say there was a point where I thought, why is this hip belt digging into my hips so bad? And it was starting to hurt, and I realized what I had done when I stopped to take a quick break and get a drink of water, and then when I got ready to move on, I picked up the pack, put it on, and for some reason, and I don't know why, I cinched that hip belt down as tight, absolutely as tight as it would go, and I realized that that's the reason why it was digging into me. And once I loosened it, it still it rode comfortably again. My initial evaluation of it, before I even had a chance to take it out on a trail and give it some time, was that it would be comfortable, and it was. It was a very comfortable pack. It never once was uncomfortable on my shoulders. The only time it was uncomfortable on my hips was user error. It was not a problem with the backpack, and of course it remained cool on my back. So without having taken it on a legit overnight pack for a couple of days or more, I'm gonna say that it's everything that I hoped that it would be, and we'll just have to see after we get to October and I go on my first overnight, whether that evaluation kind of holds true. All right, so that was my first experience with hiking at Lake Lurleen State Park, and I think I'm going to have to do that again. There are a lot of trails there. In fact, there are way more than what I imagined. You got to share them though. A lot of bicyclists, but as long as you know that going into it, it's not so bad.